A few years ago. Be me, sitting in my house alone as usual. Brother-in-law says I need to get out more, invites me to Halloween on the farm. Hang around all day, shoot some. Sitting around the fire that night. It's actually nice to talk with people. Notice something off. Nothing specific, just a feeling. The animals are afraid. That's never good. Farm guys have put their beers down and stopped talking. Others haven't noticed. Catch one of the older guys' attention, tap my pistol. Get a slight nod. Someone tells the less attentive that something has spooked the animals. Probably just another mountain lion roaming through the area. They're going to go walk around and fire off some rounds to scare it off. I should come too, see the farm at night. Grab A4 from truck, shove a couple mags in my pockets. Meet up with the others by the fields. Did not expect this. Shotguns loaded with slugs, .308s, and .4570s. Passing out flak vests and helmets. Explanation please. Apparently, a big-ass animal had been coming around for the last few months. Moves on after it catches food, but they prefer to send a message. Hasn't attacked humans, but it's not worth the risk. Livestock isn't cheap either. No longer sure I want to go on this little adventure. Too late now. Split into groups. I'm with the group between what corn is still unharvested and the trees. At least I'm not walking through the corn. Walking with 3 other guys. Can feel it watching us from time to time. Can hear it on either side. It's going from group to group. Eventually, someone spots it. Shots from the trees. It's coming this way. It's here. Counted. Looks like a freakishly large wolf, can't be sure. Can be sure that it's big, runs on all fours, covered in long shaggy fur, and moves fast as fuck. Then there's the blood. The head is covered in blood. Fuck. This. Shit. It runs past, hits the group in the corn, and starts back towards us. One of the guys with me fires his shotgun. It turns and runs ahead. No longer in shock, now freaking out. Surprise I didn't shit my pants. Mag dump in its general direction as it flees. Hand on my shoulder. Stop firing dumbass, it's already running. We go back towards the buildings. Nobody hurt. Take the gear off, put the guns away. The blood was from a deer it had killed earlier. All that was left of it was a bloody mess. Rejoin the others. Why so much gunfire? Mountain lion was so scared by the first shot that it didn't notice that it was coming straight towards another group. When it got to us, it bolted off the other direction. Rambo here, me, decided he wanted it on his wall and started blasting. Either that or he's as big of a pussy as it is. All good in the end though. Nobody got hurt, and it'll stay away for a while. The topic is quickly changed. Nothing truly spooky, just an abnormally large wolf the farmers didn't want people to know about. Still, the fact that it stayed in the area is concerning, especially since it took a few hits after it moved in. Eventually it slipped up and someone got good shot at it. It got disposed of, and the farmers didn't have the state poking around their properties trying to find it. Hello, I'd like to share a story of what happened to me today. Be me, walked to my aunt's house to fix her phone. Stay for noon's coffee, waiting on uncle to come back from garage, inside the house. Uncle is a 60-year-old overweight farmer and often constructs from wheels up, car trailers, horse trailers, large truck trailers, for sale or personal use, fixes combines, tractors, tough shit, guy as strong as a motherfucker. Hear him grinding away with grinders. Hear a loud scream, grunt and the sound of big grinder scraping the rocks. Immediately heat washes over my ears and temple, like I ripped the fattest dabber only ever. Tinnitus out off now air.mp3 my ears are ringing. I jump up and run out putting my shoes on as I'm flying down the stairs. As soon as I turn the corner I see him, his head fell in between a wall and a table in the way. Arm hanging off with blood-dripped fingers, which are some missing. Blood and chunks of meat or fingers in the puddle of blood. Help. First thing I think about is calling my brother who lives abroad as if he was home, then my dad, then my uncle. Realize that's not possible at the moment and I zapping that I am that guy now, pal. I'm literally him now. As I run towards my uncle I can feel my boxers are wet and my shirt is sticking to my back, I'm all water. The blood loss is severe and his shit is mangled and is all without an beginning or an end. Big wound, a lot of blood to be expected but there was a lot. 120 kilograms man, unconscious, it was a feat, to get him inside the front seat of a car, for which I had to run about 300 meters and pull into the driveway. The 300 meters dash actually helped me calm down and think about what I need to do. The sense of urgency and panic is insane, it's like a loud car crash in your brain over and over again. At one point as I was carrying him to the car, his foot got stuck behind a handle of something and it set me back so much in my energy, pulling his leg out, it was the heaviest thing ever. 8 kilometers, ride. Me. 13 years old. Mom leaves to go to Canada for an entire week to visit this guy she met on RoadScape at Green Dragons, not even joking, they have been married over 10 years now. Leaves my brother in charge. He is a druggie and just says fuck it and leaves me home alone. I'm scared. I start rummaging through the basement gun room. Pull out a revolver. Neato.jpg. Family never taught me gun safety and how to check if it's loaded. Start playing with it. Go outside. Cock the hammer back. Decock it. Do this a dozen times outside so I start doing it inside the house. In a kitchen. Finger slips. Bullet goes through both sides of a corner, through a flimsy door and embeds itself in a door frame leading outside. Getting the ease for 15 minutes. Freak out about cops showing up. They never do because we live out in the sticks and my dad and brother blast shit at night and poach out of season all the time anyway. Be me late at night. Riding the bus back home after long shift. Wearing pick-related and a beige backpack with my name and shit from back when I was in army. Long hair with shit malformed bare. Sleeping soundly on the bus. Wake to some old fart sitting by me. Looks at me. Looks at the backpack. Asks me if I was involved in some operation that happened near Rio. Asks me if I'm armed. Tells me he's armed. Tells me it's loaded with hollow points and asks if I know what hollow points are. Nod. Proceed to talk for the next 20 minutes of how his army days were and how the army is lighting the narcos up. Gets up and leave. Look around. Empty bus now. Go back to sleep. Miss my stop and have to go home on foot. Funny fella, saw him the night later and he didn't remember me. I've got one. Be me 5 years ago. Walk into gun store wearing M70 Alpine flush parka. Walk up to counter, Terry's 2 clerks behind the counter and a third walking past me. Greet them as usual with a loud belch followed by a nod. One of them says nice coat, what is it? Explain it's a Swiss jacket from a country they have never heard of. Cool, looks like it has plenty of big pockets. Hell, I'd say you could take down one of those Mossberg shockwaves from the wall. Slide it into one of those pockets and we would be none the wiser. It gets quiet in the store, their friendly smiles and relaxed posture drastically changed. The fat one says take it off slowly so that we may search it. Hear the door behind me lock and the blinds dropped. No, Terry's nothing to it. So I draw my pretend pistols on Fatty and Lanky, but not quick enough as Lanky already has his 1903 Bergman pointed at the fedora atop my head. He shoots and kills me. As I lay there, dead, the store owner's pet Chow Chow comes over to me. It lifts its leg up and pisses into the hole in my fedora. Pick-related, it's just like my jacket. Be me. Play with a group of friends. One of the friends doesn't like me, he's a 48-year-old man at the time. Kicks me from the channel to another channel because Wargame is only 4v4. I'm dumped with randos versus 4 guys on voice. I just say fuck it to myself. I know the cunt will go full artist damn. I tell my teammates he will do that and try a gambit. I load up 3 squads of Delta in helicopters and micromanage fly them all the way to a forest. I then run them through the forest. Come out behind the cunt's arty fod castle. I delete every single one of his arty pieces with M72 law. Literally end his entire participation in the game because they were all expensive pieces. Or I might have used SAS because they came with AA. But I am sure it was Delta. Anyway, he never forced me into another team again. Me. COVID bullshit going on. Masks required everywhere. Fuck this fucking bullshit. JPG. Fine, if shit's gonna be weird, let's get weird. Wear my Soviet GP5 gas mask to get groceries, etc. Usually wear a black or brown hoodie with it. Never speak. Stare people down until they look away. People are visibly uncomfortable around me. I'm not usually like that. I take pride in my appearance, dress well, and am nice to people, but those petty little tyrants forcing the mask bullshit on us push me in to become a creep weirdo asshole during that bullshit. Me. Floating down the spooky river. Hear 3 knocks from behind a nearby tree on the shore. MFW, it's the water ghost. Smugly knock 3 times back. Water ghost realizes I basically told him no you. Water ghost shits himself and takes off running. He makes it 20 feet before collapsing, double dead. MFW, I killed a ghost. Me. Going a crown. Shoot into a hill at 100 meters, half a click off the road. Come back to road. On the other side there's a 15-meter redneck garbage range. Dudes blowing box after box at 15 meters into random garbage. Trash everywhere. Right beside the main road. In for the Virgin 100 meters target shooter, the Chad 15 meters garbage blaster.